I treasured my son. Now I can't sleep from the guilt. Jane has always my everything. We met when we were 16 and it was true love at first sight. We were high school sweethearts. I loved her and she loved me. We finished school with high marks and moved in together. I started my dream job as a lawyer and she started a small online business. Everything was perfect, and then to top it off, she got pregnant with our son. The pregnancy was smooth and her and the baby were healthy. We all went home, happy within each other's company. 8 years later, we were sat at the dinner table, talking as we always did. Jane and Joe were laughing while trying to explain something to me, but then my son's face grew cold. Me and my wife looked anxiously at each other, but before we could say anything, Joe blurted, "I need to pack." He gets up and sprints to his room, not even pushing his chair in. I ask Jane what's happened and she says, "He didn't ask you." I'm confused. I only got in from work an hour ago and now my wife thinks my son has asked me something. I shake my head and she says, "Oh, he is going to a sleepover party with one of his friends." "What's that kid's name?" "Ollie." "Yes, Ollie." And my wife clearly notices. She asks me what's wrong and I say it's nothing. I dig my fork into the pasta and think, Joey has never brought up an Ollie, but maybe he did when I had a long day. A week passes and eventually it's time to drop Ollie off. I can't shake a feeling of dread as I watch him walk up to the house. A tall blonde woman opens the door and greets him with a huge smile. I watch as Joey walks into the house and I can only pray he is up. Jane drives us home and we eat, talking about Joey. We both sit next to each other and turn on the TV. Jane asks, I've been feeling like this for ages. I feel weird about Ollie. Why have we never heard anything about him? I text his mum to ask how Joey was getting on and she said it was none of my concern. I turn to face Jane and say, "How long ago was this?" "Half an hour." We both get in the car as I frantically call the police. 999. "What's your emergency?" "My son." I gasp. "We dropped him off for a sleepover and we think he is in danger. Please help. Is your son by any chance at somebody's house near the forest in the town?" I respond that he is. There is a silence and the woman on the phone says, "Sir, nobody has lived there for years. 4 other children are with the boy they've called Ollie. We have already found one child's body." My wife crunches the brakes and she says, "The other parents say they have found one child, called Joe. He is crying and being taken to the nearest hospital for all his injuries. The other child nowhere to be found." Jane cries in relief and I say, "So, where did my kid meet Ollie?" "Sir, Ollie doesn't exist."